Hello all you wonderful, beautiful, and craptastic people. CraptasticJack here, and if you're like me, then you're probably going to be spending most of your time on the Crew 2 on the PC version. Now, if you know me, I'm a big PC gamer. I play most of my games on PC, so I was quite interested in seeing how the Crew 2, like what the basic system requirements would be. It looks like a good game, like in terms of like graphical fidelity and everything. It looks like a next-gen game. It looks like our current standard game of it looks great. So I've been wondering like what it looks like what do I need to actually run the game. Now, if you know me, I have a very decent computer. I have a really good computer. I just upgraded earlier this year. I have like an i7 quad core 7th gen. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM in there. My video card's a bit old on the old side. It's a GTX 970, but that really shouldn't be too much of an issue. It runs really well so far. Well, anyway, today the system requirements for the Crew 2 just got released. I'll put them up right now. It has a nice little like sheet telling you like what you need for like 30 frames to achieve 30 frames a second, what you need to achieve for 60 frames. Now, the thing is with the Crew 1, the main problem is with that is my computer blast the system requirements for the Crew 1, and yet the Crew 1 still runs like ass on my computer. For some odd reason, I have to play at medium settings with anti-aliasing off in order to actually achieve a proper 60 frames a second. But either way, I've heard people say that the Crew 2 is better optimized for PC, so I hope that's true. I really hope that's true. So hopefully I'm able to get a solid 60 on PC. But anyway, if you want to achieve at least 30 frames a second at 1080p, you have to set your video preset to low, and you have to have at least Windows 7, Surface Pack 1, Windows 8.1, or Windows 10. I think most people have Windows 10, and it only supports 64-bit versions, no 32-bit versions allowed. And the lowest end processor you can have to achieve this is an Intel Core i5 24000 clocked at 2.5 gigahertz, or an AMD FX 6100 at 3.3 gigahertz, or an equivalent to those two. Which an i5 2nd gen, that's pretty old, so like, you don't really need too much to play this game. And in fact, you only need an NVIDIA GTX 660 or an AMD HD 7870 with 2 gigabytes of VRAM to really like get this game to achieve it for 30 frames. So you don't need too much. But we're getting to the point in gaming where we need at least 8 gigs. I mean, it's been for a while. 8 gigs is the minimum. And it's only been recently where you need more than 8 gigs to get a recommended resolution. However, it's only 8 gigs minimum for 30 frames, but you don't need anything more if you want to run it at 60 frames a second either. Now, speaking of a 60 frames per second video preset, to play at 1080p with your video preset at high, you need Service Pack 1 for Windows 7, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10. Again, the game only runs on a 64-bit version. And for a processor, you need an Intel Core i5 4690K at 3.5 gigahertz, or an AMD Ryzen 5 1600 at 3.2 gigahertz, or an equivalent. So again, that's like a 4th gen i5. That's legit what I upgraded from back from like when I had my old processor was a quad core i5 44000, so same generation but a bit on the lower side. It's clocked at 3.4 gigahertz or something. So even then, like with my old PC, I should have been running this at solid 60, you know, or maybe a bit less with some settings turned down. But so far, again, just personally, my computer should be able to blast this game. Now, however, the video card comes in. You need a NVIDIA GTX 1060 6GB or a GTX 970 4GB. Now, that's a bit confusing. So an NVIDIA GTX 1060 or a GTX 970, that's going back a generation. Now, I get a 970, that's like more enthusiast level than a 960, than a 1060. I know the 1060 is a bit lower end, but I'm pretty sure the 1060 is a bit better than the 970. I don't know why, but whatever. GTX 970 4GB VRAM, that's it. That's the video card I have, and that video card's like 4 years old. So again, this is just showing that you don't need too much of a beast PC to run this game. Now, again, you only need 8 gigabytes of RAM for this as well. But that brings the next question is how optimized is this game? Because the Crew 1, whether you like it or not, was not a well optimized game. I mean, especially on PC. Before Wild Run, the game would crash randomly for me. After Wild Run, before Calling All Units came out, it would stutter in the cities and everywhere, even when I was on medium settings. Like, only now can I get like a nearly solid 60 experience. And even then, it still dips a lot. I mean, you know, and the PC I have, that shouldn't be happening. I mean, and there's people with like worse PCs than I am, and they're getting solid 60 all high settings. So, you know, So it's optimized for some, it's not optimized for others as well. Hopefully the Crew 2 is a lot better to optimize, and hopefully they know their engine better, they know how to work around things. So hopefully, I'm praying that Ivory Tower, I mean, this game's a lot more optimized, because the Crew 1, although it's not that well optimized, it's gotten better and better in terms of optimization as each expansion came out. So hopefully with the Crew 2, they know the engine well enough so that they can make it well optimized. They can make it well optimized for PCs alike and everything. But that is going to be all for now. Can your PC run it? If you're not sure, be sure to put your system specs in the comments below, and someone might be able to help you. Myself as well. Like, people still do that in my old video, because I made a video on the Crew 1's system specs back when those came out, and people keep posting it today, like, can I run this, so yeah, if you're not sure, be sure to put your system specs in the description, and I'll in the comments, and I'll be able to maybe take a look and help you out. But that's gonna be all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned to this channel for more of the Crew 2 streams, videos, etc. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.